My bad. Skinny Hardaway Southern T. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Appreciate you sliding through. Right here for a good time or a long time. If you could do your boy a favor, smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. I got some, some announcements. This bit of, breaking news. I ain't announced it like breaking news. You know what I mean? But this bit of breaking news, the WBC convention was yesterday. I normally would have did this yesterday, right? But you know what I mean? I was doing what the hell I wanted to do yesterday, right? I was doing what the hell I wanted to do yesterday, right? But it's been a long list of fights, you know what I mean, to drop. A long list of fights, you know what I mean, to drop. So I want to give y'all the rundown on that thing today. Have a little conversation. I ain't gonna keep up too much of y'all time. Let me say what's up to the people who came in the building. What's good, Ray Buck? Appreciate you sliding through. Shout out my guy, Don Shotter. Appreciate you sliding through, Don. Glad you could make it, pimp. Don Shotter, you ain't been here in a minute. What's up with you, Don? Shout out my guy, Don Shotter. What's good, Don? My guy, Nazay. What's good, pimp? Appreciate you sliding through, Nazay. Glad you could make it. Nazay said Fundora-Harrison. Our last Harrison. Yeah, we got a free one. We all talk about it. I don't know if y'all have seen it before y'all or when y'all checked in. But WBC ordered Wilder versus Wilder-Ruiz. They ordered Spence versus Keith-Thurman. Shakur Stevenson versus Cruz. Sebastian Fundora versus Tony-Harrison. And Fulton versus Figueroa 2. You know what I mean? All those fights have. What's good, 817? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you could make it, pimp. If y'all could, do your boy a favor. Smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. My guy D Free TWT. Appreciate you sliding through this jump, pimp. Glad you could make it. Appreciate you sliding through. If y'all could jab that like button for your boy. You know what I mean? So the WBC has dropped a long list of fights. Also, Teofimo Lopez versus it was Teofimo versus. Well, let me check it out real quick. Let me go to my messages real quick. Appreciate it. What's good, D-Man? Appreciate you sliding through. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I'm trying to greet the people, as they come in the building. I'm just getting back to the crib, just getting situated. But Teofimo, they gave Teofimo an option. They gave Teofimo Lopez an option to fight somebody else too. He about to fight Pedraza coming up. And he also got a WBC option to fight somebody. I'm about to check. I didn't put him up there. Anything was good, Nolly Ray. Appreciate you sliding through. Glad you can make it. If y'all could, do your boy a favor. Smash that like button for your boy. Let me see who the WBC mandated ordered T.O. to fight real quick. See my messages. Let me find it. Yeah, I'm sure. Let me find what's good, Nolly Ray. Sando Martin, appreciate you, my guy, Nolly Ray. Shout out to my guy, Nolly Ray, helping your brother out. Sando Martin, they gave Teofimo Lopez the WBC option to fight Sando Martin. Yeah, we got to run through the list, brother. Yeah, we got to run through the list. Here go all of them, right? Deontay Wilder versus Wilder-Ruiz. Earl Spence versus Keith-Thurman. David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant has been ordered. Shakur Stevenson versus Cruz. Teofimo Lopez versus Sando Martin. Sebastian Fundora versus Tony-Harrison. And Stephon Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. You know what I mean? All officially have been, ordered. This Keith-Thurman thing had been, a rumor for a minute, right? And if you've been on Southern T, right, around January, I dropped this nugget on y'all. I asked the people, I told the people, I said, they probably go be trying to push, Earl Spence versus Keith-Thurman, down that throat. If this Bud fight don't work out, I don't think Bud, really want to fight him. Now, along the way, we had got news that, the fight might happen, and then everything kind of, fell through, right? What's good, Dominic? Appreciate you sliding through. But, since everything has fallen through, they've been trying to push this, this Jerome Boots in this narrative on us, right? Which I said really, was just that, just the narrative, Just sound like some good fights. It really is. It really was just that. You know what I mean? Just the narrative, right? So now that we got the real, now that we got the news, now that we got the real, now that we got the news, and we know that it's Keith Thurman, you know, WBC. And actually, I'm a little surprised, and this don't necessarily mean that he fighting Keith Thurman next, right? This don't necessarily mean that all of these fights are going to happen next, right? Not saying that all these fights will happen. These fights have just been ordered by the WBC, right? So if the WBC takes first hand, over Stanonis, then I guess he'll have to fight Keith Thurman. If Stanonis in the WBA, you know what I mean, take first hand, I'm guessing Earl will have to fight Stanonis. Andrew-Ruiz and Wilder has been something that the WBC and Team Andrew-Ruiz, right, have been speaking on, you know what I mean, for a minute, type deal. Even when Wilder, was on his little small hiatus, you know what I mean? So that's a fight that we kind of been hearing about right now. Officially, the WBC has ordered it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Deontay Wilder is going to fight Andrew-Ruiz, but it has been ordered, you know what I mean, by the WBC. You know what I mean? If he's going to go the WBC route, then he will have to, face off against Wilder. And also, probably the biggest shock, right? We're going to talk about it for a second, too. Probably the biggest shock, right, will be the Shakur Stevenson versus Cruz fight. You know what I mean? The Shakur Stevenson versus Cruz fight. That was the Teach. That was the junk. That was the junk that got me Cruz. That was the junk that got me Cruz versus Shakur. Let me tell my baby. I'm live. She be tripping. She be like, you don't want me to come to your lives no more? When I don't tell them lies, so let me tell them lies. But yeah, Shakur Stevenson versus Cruz is the one that got me. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. Now we talking. So that's the jump that I want. And it's kind of crazy that they ordered that jump. You know what I mean? Let me say this, right? Let me say this. I think so. If Shakur is fighting Cruz for the WBC, right? Title eliminator, right? That means the winner of that will be the mandatory for Devin Haney. Devin Haney is currently the undisputed champion, at the 135-pound division. So, right, that means if Shakur and Cruz fight is to happen, right? Which I don't see a reason why it wouldn't, right? Unless, one side, don't really, want it or something like that. Neither of them have a belt, right? So mandatory shouldn't get in the way. And if the WBC route is the way they want to go, right, I see no reason that fight, shouldn't happen. Now, Shakur may choose the WBO route since that is the route, that Bob Arum and his fighters, his stable normally would take. So, maybe he takes the WBO route. But, right, I think we all should be hoping and praying that, this WBC route, thing get pushed when it comes to Shakur and Cruz. I think that's one of the better, more intriguing fights, on the mix. And also another fight is quiet as kept, right? Another fight is quiet as kept. There's going to be a banger on that joint. Fundora versus Tony Harrison. Now, I think this is a perfect fight, right? I think this fight kind of worked for both of them. Tony Harrison ain't the guy, with the vicious power, that's going to be stopping you or nothing like that. Some people feel like Fundora kind of, got exposed, in his last fight by Carlos Ocampo, a guy who chose to stay on the inside with him and who gave him, a good little run for his money. Right, Tony Harrison. I think, right, is a great, matchup for Fundora. I think it's a great, style mesh. Tony Harrison, classic boxer, pure boxer. I think he's one of the best pure boxers in the game today, right? Strictly box, like if not the best pure boxer in the game today. What's good, A1? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. A1, glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy when you roll in, whether you're here for a good time. I'm just running through the fights. You know what I mean? Real quick. Deontay Wilder versus Andrew-Ruiz has been ordered by the WBC. Spence versus Keith Thurman has been ordered, by the the WBC, Shakur Stevenson versus Stevenson-Cruz, Fundora versus Tony Harrison, which is one, that I'm, hitting on right now. Brandon Figueroa versus Cool Boy Steph 2 has been ordered. And also Teofimo Lopez versus Sendo Martin has been ordered, as well. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time. Greatly appreciate you sliding through this time. What's good, Roger? He's at WBC, ordered some good-ass fights, but nobody ever obeys these orders, so I'm not even getting hyped. Yeah, Roger, this, I won't say necessarily never right, but, if they're going to choose this route, this is an option for them, right? For the fighters who want to go to WBC, right? I think Tony Harrison and that Fundora fight was good. Ashton, appreciate you sliding through. Yeah, this how I dress when I ain't, online. Got to feel these things. It ain't no polo either. It's actually let me look. It's actually pop my shit. It's actually Infinity Rose. Did some shit that me and the frill of my other homeboys, we came up and created. We got a store in Detroit. You know what I mean? We got a little joint in Memphis, but it's like a personal line. It ain't a real polo shirt. It's a polo style shirt, but it's it's my own shit. Infinity Rose. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Ash. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Ash of TWP. Pop my shit for a second, Ash. Yeah, I know, Ash. I know. Appreciate you. Pop my shit for a second, Ash. But yeah, Infinity Rose. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. But yeah. And also, it was what joint I was on. Figueroa versus Cool Boy 2. Like, that's wild. Like, why would they fucking mandate that fight knowing Cool Boy wanting to get undisputed? Why I feel like they trying to keep Cool Boy from getting undisputed at 126. You know what I mean? What's good, Miss Joette? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it. Miss Joette, I'm gonna drop the flames for you because I'm so sorry about how I treated you, Miss Joette. Forgive your brother, Miss Joette. I'm sorry. But he's it. Appreciate you. I just had to do it. I just had to do it one time. I might do it again tomorrow. You know what I mean? I might do it again tomorrow. Or I might not, you know what I mean? I just felt it was time. Because it ain't because she a real. Yes, no, not because she a real woman. Because the way I treated her when I thought she wasn't a real woman. Not even necessarily think because she a real woman, just because the way I treated her in general. You know what I mean? For sure. What's good, dude? Appreciate you sliding through this, John. Glad you can make it, pimp. TWT in the building. But now for real, I had one out to eat though. That's why I, got a little, dressed up. But hell yeah, I'm still wired up off the food and shit too. I'm not even worried about Cool Boy. No one cares that 126 can beat that man. Do it kind of feel like they don't want that dude to get undisputed though? Like, it's like his dude, like, oh, the other dude with the title, right? Like, oh, I got to fight my mandatory. And now the WBC giving him a fucking mandatory against B-Fig, and he just beat B-Fig. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like, 122, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. I kind of feel like they want B-Fig to be their champion because their last fight with him and B-Fig was close. I ain't mad at it. My thing is, happy birthday, my big. He said, TS, just came from church, stop lying to us. I had church this morning. Last night I've been to a church. It was for a funeral. And I ain't trying to go back. You know what I mean? I lost my other light in my big. I ain't lose it somewhere in there. Is I want Cool versus Cruz the most? Yeah. I was gonna ask y'all that out of all of the fights, right? Out of all of the fights, the WBC just ordered Wilder-Ruiz, Spence versus Thurman, Shakur versus Cruz, Fundora versus Harrison, Fulton versus Figueroa, Lopez versus Martin. Which fight do y'all want the most, or which fight y'all more intrigued to see? Right? I'm gonna give y'all two different answers. Right, I'm gonna answer both questions. The fight I want to see, the most out of that jump. Having a lot of problems with both of them, with this one and this four, because these the cheap ones. These the cheap ones. I don't know where my big went. These the cheap ones. I don't know where my big went. But yeah, I answered that for y'all. The fight, right? The fight that I want to see the most, right? One of the fights that I want to see the most. It could be the same thing, right? But I'm gonna make it two answers because I can't decide what's good, Rick. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. TWC in the building. Is that you said the fight's too fast? Say them again, please. Wilder versus Ruiz, Spence versus Thurman, Shakur versus Cruz, Fundora versus Harrison, Fulton versus Figueroa. Out of all of the fights, which you the most intrigued to see? I got two on, right? I want to see Shakur and Cruz, right? I'm intrigued to see Shakur and Cruz, and I'm also intrigued to see Fundora and Harrison. I want to see how that thing play out. I want to see, if Fundora could be Harrison, right? Harrison got the quote unquote chin issue or stamina issue or whatever it may be. You know what I mean, right? Everybody tell Tony, everybody, feel like Tony got the stamina issue, right? Everybody be saying Tony got, I found, here go my good one. You go, squirrel. But everybody say, Tony Harrison got the chin. Is that tailor made for Fundora? Right? Is Fundora gonna knock Tony Harrison out, or is Tony Harrison, go box circles around Fundora? Right? Is Tony Harrison gonna be beating Fundora until he get caught? We all know how Tony Harrison is. You know what I mean? When he get a little comfortable. If Tony Harrison can stay focused, like I said earlier, I think he one of the best pure boxers in the game. When he focuses on this game, it's hard to beat him. Again, we can start with Harrison. We can start with Harrison Fundora. Y'all want to start with Harrison Fundora? We can start with Harrison Fundora. If we can start with Harrison Fundora. If Harrison is able to is able to avoid, those are cumulative shots, if he's able to avoid those big shots, you know what I mean, from Fundora, I could see Harrison outboxing Fundora. But then again, if Harrison get up in a fight and Harrison get up in a fight and he get comfortable and Fundora, or he slow down, right? And Fundora is able to put hands on him, Tony Harrison, with their chin, he ain't quite as bad as J-Rock, right? I don't even really want to call him J-Rock S, right? But if he get caught on their chin, then, we seen Tony, hit the deck a few times. What I was getting at was he was actually up, on Jermell Charlo. Some people feel like both times, right? He won the first fight. Actually, he won the first fight, right? And he was boxing well in the second fight. And then Jermell Charlo, he dropped him. And then he got up and he dropped him again. And then Tony just never quite, recovered. And Jermell Charlo eventually ended up getting, the wins. The win. Let me see how long. Ro just said Wilder versus Ruiz. Ro just said Wilder versus Ruiz. Ashley said Wilder versus Ruiz. Alice said cool boy rematching, dude. They ordered it, right? I don't know if he gonna actually do it, right? But both of them PBC fights, I really don't see why they wouldn't do it unless Brandon Figueroa don't want to do it. Because you remember, Cool Boy offered Figueroa the rematch right after the original fight, right? Figueroa said, I feel like I got robbed. You know what I mean? And Cool Boy, like, she will do it again. And B Fig said, no, I'm moving up. You know what I mean? So maybe, maybe Cool Boy moving up. She said she liked the Harrison fight too. What's good, Tay? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. My girl Tay said, Wilder-Ruiz was good, Tay Queen. TWT in the building. Wilder-Ruiz, if you're talking about Wilder-Ruiz, Tay, you talking about Wilder-Ruiz. What's good, Rick? You talking about Wilder-Ruiz? It ain't been made. Like, they ain't made the fight, right? Ain't none of these fights necessarily been made. This is just the route that they will have to take if they taking the WBC route. You know what I mean? This just the route. This just the route that they will have to take if they was taking. Wait, let me cover up my gray pillow. It look kind of tacky on the screen. My gray pillow with the black pillow. Yeah. This is just the route that they will have to take if they take the WBC route. Ain't none of these fights, necessarily set in stone yet. This is just the WBC saying, if you want our strap, this is what you got to do. You know what I mean? We might get a few of these fights. We may not get all of these fights. Also, Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez is a WBC title eliminator. So whoever wins Plant versus David Benavidez is also going to be the WBC mandatory. You know what I mean? So WBC made that fight a mandatory fight. That fight is, set in stone. Ain't no date on it yet, but early January for that fight. You know what I mean? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all jab that like button for your boy. Whether you here for a good time or a long time, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. You know what I mean? I just wanted to come in here, drop a couple of these. Just wanted to come in here, drop a couple of these fights on y'all. If you knew, if you didn't know, you know what I mean. I actually got these fights on my line yesterday. I just really missed the goddamn messages, and then Sister Kwee had just happened to ask me on Brother G5 show, is Shakur versus Cruz a legit fight? You know what I mean? So I was like, let me go check, the inbox to see if I got anything in there. And for sure, I went to the inbox and I had a list of all the fights that the WBC had ordered, right? Don't necessarily mean that it's going to happen, but they did order the fight. Y'all motherfuckers stay put and get this work. What the hell you talking about? He said Ruiz coming in on the straight line, Wilder punching down, night. Oh, yeah. Like people, hey, Rick, people been pushing for that fight, Rick. Like people been saying it. Even Ruiz been saying it, right? Shout out to Ruiz, right? Because most people don't want to fight. Most people don't want to fight Deontay Wilder. So shout out to Ruiz, you know what I mean, for constantly asking. You know what I mean, for that fight. The thing is, right, sometimes you ask and sometimes you shall receive. You know what I mean? So I think now that man really about to receive. So it's time to see, is he really about what he be talking about? You know what I mean? Is he really about what he be talking about? Time to show and prove, time to show and tell. You know what I mean? As he said, I think that is going to happen, though. Shakur versus Cruz. I think it should. Now, it's a PBC and ESPN, right? But as this, I could, not to be a Debbie Downer, right? I want that fight to happen. That's one of the ones that I'm more intrigued about. You know what I mean? That one and Fundora-Harrison, right? That's one of the ones I'm more intrigued about. But I could see a scenario where maybe one or both of those sanctioning bodies don't want to stick their fighter in there with the other fighter because one of them may lose. Maybe, more than likely, right? I could see PBC not wanting necessarily stick Eastside Cruz in there with Shakur Stevenson. That would be a great fight for the fans. You know what I mean? I hope they jump go through. You know what I mean? But that'll have to be a PBC ESPN thing. As y'all heard when Andy said he can hit Wilder on his temple with the right hand, he going to go down. Yeah, I did see the edge. I saw him say that. I think I saw that shit about 2 days ago. You know what I mean? I think I saw that shit about 2 days ago. I feel like that man just talking. You fell back to sleep, huh? I did see him say that. I ain't talking about that shit because it sounded dumb when I read the shit. You know what I mean? It sounded dumb when he said the shit. He go on there, trying to swing at Wilder Temple. And like Rick just said, Wilder go hit his ass straight down the line with one of them motherfucking right hands. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good night, motherfucking silly white in the goddamn ring. You know what I mean? He gonna be throwing them wide ass punches trying to reach his temple because he ain't tall at all. You know what I mean? He really ain't even no big heavyweight. He a fat heavyweight. People gotta learn the difference between a big dude and a fat dude. You know what I mean? Andrew Ruiz is a fat dude. He ain't no big dude. Andrew Ruiz. I don't even think Andrew Ruiz 6 feet. He might be 6 feet, right? He might be like 6'1", 6'2". You know what I mean? If he that tall, you know what? Let's find out how tall Andrew Ruiz is. Let's find out how tall Andrew Ruiz is. That nigga more big. That nigga more big. That nigga more fat than he is big. To be real with you. Now he may just be a small heavyweight, right? But that nigga ain't that big. That nigga big and he's slow. He got fast hands, not fast feet. He's 6'2". So I figure, so he about 6'2". You know what I mean? He's 6'2". I'm a fat dude too. Stop shaving. Nigga, shut up, Rick. Nigga, shut up, nigga. He said, you ain't fat, Rick. After you get a certain age, Rick. After you get a certain age, you ain't fat no more, bro. You just a veteran, Rick. That's it. After a certain age, you just a veteran, man. You ain't fat no more. That's just how you look when you're a veteran. You know what I mean? You married, Rick. You know what I mean? You an OG, and you ain't got no need. You ain't got no need to be out here lifting weights and busting dumbbells and shit like that. Andrew Ruiz got all the reason in the world to be out here lifting weights and busting dumbbells and shit. You know, he a heavyweight prize fighter. He ranked number 3 in the WBC. He might be getting the title shot. His fat ass need to be out here lifting dumbbells. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a difference. And then he young. You know what I'm saying? He a young guy. And he look like that, right? I'm pretty sure when you was his age, you ain't look like that. You know what I mean? And that's probably the best that he ever looked. What he is now is probably the smallest that man is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear that about Andy. Andy finna get sparked, and Andy finna get sparked swiftly, quickly, deliberately, indubitably. What's the habit? Indubitably to satisfaction to everybody's immaculation of the presentation. Wild about to take him to his destruction. You know what I mean? His vitals are about to be shut down. His cranium is about to be bust. You feel me? Indubitably. Again, like I stated, sometimes you ask for some shit and sometimes you get it. When you ask for it, sometimes you get it. And it D Bright was good. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. CWT in the building. Sometimes you ask for some shit and you ask for it, and then you get it. Kind of like Earl and Bud. Bud asked for Earl Spence for so long, and then once he got it, he ain't even want it. You know what I mean? Now you got it. So let's see what happened. You know what I mean? From that. What else was in that thing? Benavidez had a plan. I hit on that before, which why I left that out. But it is a WBC eliminator. What else in there? Earl Spence versus Keith Thurman, right? Right. So this fight has been ordered. Right? It's been ordered. Now, this don't mean that the fight go happen, right? Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. I thought the WBA was supposed to come first, and I'm still not sure if it don't. I'm not sure if, this is just WBC order and they fight. It still may fall in line second, but I knew it will be, Stanonis, or Thurman if Earl Spence was willing to fight Thurman. But this is the WBC order in the Thurman fight. But Earl Spence did say, y'all heard what Earl Spence said last week. I got 25 people in the chat, right? I got a question to ask. Is there anybody picking Ruiz needs to be admitted into a mental institution? I got a real question for y'all, right? What did Earl Spence say about a week ago? He said something, right? And they ordered Keith Thurman to be his WBC mandatory yesterday. It got approved today. What did Earl Spence say about a week ago to the 25 people in the building, 27 people in the building? Y'all smash that like button for your boy. Really appreciate y'all folks sliding through. Y'all remember what Earl Spence said a couple days ago? About a week ago. Real question. I'm not answering that question. I want somebody to at least like take a crack at it. Right? Anybody remember? Anybody remember what he said? D Free, I know what you meant, D Free. I know what you meant. Say it again, D Free. Say it again. Say it again, D Free. I know what you meant. So yeah, Earl Spence had just put out a random tweet. Earl Spence put out like a random tweet, right? At least we thought it was random. The WBC meeting was about to come. So Earl Spence is on the inside. So he may, he probably knew a week ago, right? Earl Spence tweeted, "I'll drop the belt before I fight Keith Thurman." So my thing is, what the fuck about to happen with that one? Because he also said that he gonna spin the block, on Terrence Crawford. So I thought that you wanted to fight Terrence Crawford for undisputed, but if he dropped the belt, then he won't have undisputed no more. So at that point, I would just want him to move up. I would just want him to move up at that point. You know what I mean? Unless he had a change of heart and he fighting Keith Thurman. What's good, Kevin? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it. I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long. Just want to, let y'all know that the fights that the WBC ordered, all these fights are official. They officially been ordered. They haven't been worked out. You know what I mean? There ain't no dates for them or nothing like that. But, if these fighters are going to take the WBC route, right, this is the route that they are going to have to take. You know what I mean? So I'm just coming here, dropping a little info on it, having a little boxing conversation while we drop the info. You know what I mean? I hadn't talked no boxing today, so I said, you know what, it's a lot to talk about. I could kill two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? The Key versus Virgil / in it for the Bacon WBC belt. I think I talked to EJ and convinced him to fight Thurman. That's why he said he'll spin the block. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Mike Biggs. Happy early birthday, Pimp. But hell yeah. It's a couple of them joints, man, that I really do hope, go through. I know Fundora, one of them that I'm highly intrigued about, I know will happen because it's a PBC fight, and that's Fundora versus Harrison. That's a good ass fight. He said a lot of announcements. Yeah. Facts. WBC announced their mandatories. They had their convention yesterday, and these are the fights that was made through the convention. You know what I mean? But one of them that I know gonna happen because it's a PBC fight made perfect sense. Fundora versus Harrison. This is one of the ones that I'm more excited about. You know what I mean? I'm intrigued to see that, exactly to see how this style matchup play out. Because Tony Harrison was outboxing Jermell Charlo for a lot of those rounds that they was fighting, right? Charlo stopped him. So he got outboxed Charlo, he got outboxed Fundora. You know what I mean? And he ain't necessarily take too many clean punches from Charlo, right? But the ones he did take, we saw it affect him, right? So if Fundora, he ain't like a one-punch knockout person like Charlo is. Because Charlo is a one-punch, knockout person. You know what I mean? He got a different kind of power from Fundora, right? So, Fundora, can't necessarily, hurt Tony Harrison, or if Tony Harrison could take what Fundora, dishing out well, right? He ain't going to take too much of it anyway, given his style. Tony Harrison is a guy that uses angles, you know what I mean? He uses his jab, he box, you know what I mean? He changed levels, he get in, he get out. With him, it's just a matter of, how focused and locked in he gonna be, right? And how well his beard is gonna hold up. You know what I mean? as quiet as kept, Brandon Figueroa versus Fulton is an interesting fight if it happened, because that fight was a split decision. You know what I mean? Some people, right, feel like Brandon Figueroa won. If you go back and watch the punch stats, right, Brandon Figueroa landed more punches. He threw a whole lot more punches, but Cool Boy Steph landed at a higher rate, right? And he landed more jabs, and he landed the more clean and effective punches, right? I could see how somebody could have had that fight go either way. I scored it for Cool Boy Step 7-5, but I could see how somebody had it a draw, because the actual decision was actually a split draw. It was a tie. I think a split decision. It was a tie, and I think two people had Brandon Figueroa. Two people had Cool Boy Steph, right? So I think one person saw the draw, or one person had Figueroa. It was something like that. One person had the draw or had Figueroa, and the other person had Cool Boy Steph. So it was a fight, where, it was competitive enough to where I wouldn't mind seeing that thing again. You know what I mean? Kev in effect said Fulton-Harrison has one of the best jabs in boxing. Yep, I think he one of the best pure boxers in boxing, if not the best pure boxer in boxing. I think him and Dimitri Bivol are some of the highest class, pure boxers we got in the sport right now. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because both of them are at 154 and 175, which historically ain't, weight classes you don't know for their, pure boxing. That's normally like, the 130, 135, guys, 126, 2 and 2, the smaller guys, right? But yeah, Fulton-Harrison, his boxing ability is on a different level, type shit. But all these fights, maybe except Spence-Thurman, because we kind of know, where this going. We know how this go in. Shout out my brother Just Do. He just did an interview. And make sure if y'all ain't subscribed to G5 Gabe, make sure y'all subscribe to G5 Gabe. It's 20 people in the chat. If y'all ain't subscribed to G5 Gabe, yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to the brother G5 Gabe. Right now it's TWT. It's the family mission to get brother G5 Gabe to 1,000 subs. He about 240 some odd, subs away. You know what I mean? I asked everybody in the TWT family, you know what I mean? Spread the word, help, put an ear to brother G5 Gabe, you know what I mean? So we could go and get brother G5 Gabe past that mark, and then we could move it on along to the next person, you know what I mean? Because that's what we about. TWT, about pushing everything forward. And we want to show people that this ain't just a number. This ain't just some letters. TWT, you know what I mean, that we do get shit, done. So I asked everybody, TWT, they make it a thing, when they remember. Sometimes I know we may forget, but when you remember, just, you ain't got to spend a whole show on it. Just make sure, y'all reference that. You know what I mean? For your boy, greatly appreciate you sliding through. What's good, Picasso? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it. Y'all do what your brother Picasso said. Hit that like button. And if y'all ain't subscribed to brother G5 Gabe, y'all click that link. It'll take you to his page. You hit the subscribe button. Greatly appreciate you. Y'all help get brother G5 Gabe, over that 1K mark. You know what I mean? But if y'all just tuning in, the WBC had the WBC convention yesterday, in which they ordered, a bunch of fights. The fights not listed in the title, right? Teofimo Lopez versus Sendo Martin, and Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. That Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez is as good as done. You know what I mean? Sendo Martin and Teofimo Lopez. I guess that's an option for Teofimo Lopez to go next if he will want to. You know what I mean? For the WBC, Sendo Martin. He's also a top-ranked fighter, right? So, they always got that WBO option. You know what I mean? Just like Shakur. You know what I mean? So, these fights not necessarily set in stone, but they have been ordered if these guys choose to go the WBC route. You know what I mean? But Caleb Plant, Benavidez, and Teofimo Lopez versus Sendo Martin. But Teofimo Lopez is about to fight Pedraza. Is that this weekend or next weekend? It may be this weekend. Teofimo Lopez fight Pedraza. I gotta see. You know what I mean? But this is a fight. What's good, Teddy? This is a fight that the BC order don't necessarily mean it gonna happen. Just if they go on WBC route, they will have to fight. These people. Wilder versus Andy Ruiz, Earl Spence versus Keith Thurman, Shakur Stevenson versus Andy Cruz, Fundora versus Tony Harrison, Cool Boy Steph versus Figueroa 2, and Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez, and Teofimo Lopez versus Sendo Martin. You know what I mean? It's some bangers up in there, you know what I mean? Teddy said for WBC, he said, I got to find the energy to put my treadmill back together. Is that Tony should be the one to expose Fundora. Tony is great from the outside, and I'm convinced Fundora can't see from range. Yep, I just hope, Tony, I was saying it earlier, I'll do your boy a favor, 23 people in the building. Can I get everybody in the building that ain't smashed that like button? Smash that like button. Greatly appreciate everybody sliding through. We're in this thing having a boxing conversation. I ain't gonna keep up too much of y'all time. You know what I mean? Just want to come in here, hit y'all with the news. You know what I mean? Kick a little speed, chop it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. Ready here for a good time or a long time. I got 26 people in the building. I got 31 likes. You just scrolling in if you could. Smash that thumbs up button for your boy. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Most good. Appreciate you sliding through this joint. Breezy said, I sub to you, bro. I'm about to start getting all my boxing news from you. All right, Breezy. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Breezy. Smash that like button for you, John Breezy. Who your favorite fighter? Breezy? Picasso, he said, fuck some bills. Excuse my French. Fucking bills. He said, now some of those are bangers. They gonna make Cruz go to top rank or Shakur coming over. That's what I'm saying, Teddy. See you thinking, Teddy. See your mind went right where mine with. That's one of the jumps that I'm more intrigued about. Cruz and Shakur and Fundora and Harrison, but the Cruz and Shakur jump, I don't even want to get extra excited because I know, it's top ranked PBC and Shakur in the top rank them, they got that WBO belt on lock. So he could choose to go that route. Earl Spence said just a week ago he'll drop the belt before he have to fight Keith Thurman. So you never know with that. They've been trying to sell us Wilder-Ruiz for a long time. Wilder might go ahead and be like, all right, I'm going to take care of that. So we might get that one. Fundora and Harrison is a lock. 2 PBC fighters. Next person get a title shot. Lock. Fulton versus Figueroa. I remember after the fight, Brandon Figueroa said he felt like he got robbed. Cool Boy Steph offered him a fight. He said, nah, I don't want a rematch. I'm moving up. You know what I mean? So I ain't really sure about that one. Caleb Plant versus Benavidez was also called, and Teofimo Lopez versus Sendo Martin. So there's what? Wilder-Ruiz, Spence-Thurman, Cruz, Shakur, Fundora-Harrison, Fulton-Figueroa, Plant Benavidez, and Teofimo versus Lopez, right? So I say Fundora versus Harrison is a lock. Right, Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez is a lock, and those are 2 PBC fights. I say all of them after that. Lopez and Martin, that may happen after Martin fight Pedraza. I ain't really sure, so we ain't really sure about that one. Spence versus Thurman, we ain't really sure about that one. We know the history of that. Fulton-Figueroa, we ain't really sure about that one. We know the history to that, right? You know what I mean? Maybe Fundora had a change of heart. But then again, Fulton was always open to a rematch. So we could get that one too, right? But I feel like it's 2 locks out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights. I feel like we got 2 locks for sure. And the ones that, and the other ones, 50-50 maybe less. You know what I mean? He said, yo, champ, Dan Figueroa move up to 126, or it's Fulton move it up. I'm not even sure, Kevin and Faye, but if he's a mandatory, right? If it's a title eliminator, I don't know. I'm not sure. Not really sure. I have to figure out. You know what I mean? Let's see. I can find out, but let me see. I'm pretty sure he got that in there somewhere. Let me see. That's a good question. I'm going to find that out for you, my brother. He said, who you think wins the purse bid? I wonder what people would say about PBC being broke if they wanted. Which purse bid, Teddy? What purse bid you talking about? He said currently EJ, but if we talking period, I'd go with Floyd. What you talking about? Oh, okay, my bad, yo. Favorite fighter, currently EJ, but we talking period, I go with Floyd. Okay, for sure. He says, yeah, I don't think Shakur teams let him go fight Cruz either. High risk, low reward. You know what I mean? I'm intrigued by it though. Fulton is a motherfucking dog. That was easily his toughest fight. Yep. And that nigga like the running back. Yep. At a high weight. So is that a high weight? Is that Figueroa last fight was at 26? I'm finna find out. Let me see. He said 126, bro. I know his last fight was, but let me see. I'm finna see. I'm finna find out because there's some shit that I want to know, my damn self. Because if it's at 126, then I could put that as a lock fight. That's why I want to look and see. If it's at 126, then I'm gonna put it as a lock fight. You know what I mean? That'll be a jump we probably, But if it's at 122, I ain't really sure unless Figueroa coming back down. But let's check it out though. Let's check it out. I can find that thing for you. Let me see. Let me see real quick. I could find it out for you. Let me see. I want to find it because shit, I want to know my goddamn self. One of y'all know? Say he look good too for. He's at Fulton, ready to move up. Can't get on the sprint. I finna see. So I so we can know for sure, buddy. I want to know my damn self. I want to know my damn. Oh yeah, and Oscar Valdez and Emmanuel Navarrete also got ordered to fight by the WBO. They fighting for the WBO vacant belt. It's gonna take first place February 3rd. Navarrete and Oscar Valdez fighting February 3rd. Also, I'm gonna have to go back and put that in there. I'm looking for that cool boy. I'm not sure. It gotta be 122. It gotta be 122 because it's a mandatory. You know what I mean? Maybe Suleiman just offered him another title shot to see if he want to come back. Maybe he just offered him another title shot to see if he want to come back. But I'm finna see though. I'm finna see if I can find it for sure. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it here. Right, man. It's really his fault. It's his fault. That's who fault it is. That's who fault it is. It said 122. It said 122. No. It said 126. Lock that jump in. Lock it in. It said 126. Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa 2 is at 126. For interim or vacated title at featherweight, 126 fight. You know what I mean? Yep. It's at 126. Gonna be at 126 for a vacant belt. What's good, quick? Appreciate you slide through. So we can add that jump to the lock list. Cool Boy Steph versus Brandon Figueroa 2. Fundora versus Harrison. Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. What's good, Quick? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Queen, TWT in the building. Damn, I meant to stop this journey at 4-8. I had to start looking for shit. But yeah, yep. So, So that journey, we can lock that journey. That's 2 PBC fighters. Go be for a vacant title at 126. Yeah. Yep. So that journey locked too. Boy, yeah, some of these junks, I think, we go get, so that's what, 7 fights. I think 3 out of the 7 fights is a lot. 4, I ain't really sure about. I think Wilder versus Wilder-Ruiz is extremely highly possible. I think that fight highly possible. You know what I mean? Type B, I can see that being, a pay-per-view fight, Wilder versus Ruiz. I think that's highly possible. If I'm going to gauge it right, I would say my locks, if I was taking bets right, if I had to make a parlay, I'd say lock in Fulton-Figueroa 2. I'd say lock in Fundora versus Tony Harrison. I'd say lock in Caleb Plant versus Dave Benavidez. You know what I mean? I'd say I'd take Wilder and Ruiz to happen with the points. You know what I mean? I wouldn't bet on Spence versus Keith-Thurman. I wouldn't bet on Shakur Stevenson versus Stevenson-Cruz. You know what I mean? But if you're asking me about the 7, I think we go get 3 for sure. And I think Wilder versus Ruiz is highly possible. So I think we may end up getting 4 out of the 7 fights that was ordered, which, you know what I mean, is a higher ratio than normal, right? But this is only just, the WBC telling people what they will have to do. You know what I mean? Quick, the one that actually, told me about, she came in Brother G5 chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to Brother G5. I dropped the link up there. If y'all ain't subscribed to Brother G5, make sure y'all subscribe to Brother G5. She asked the chat in G5, Shakur and Stevenson-Cruz got ordered. And then that's what made me go check my messages and shit and see, all these fights have been ordered by the WBC. You know what I mean? So they did order the fight, right? That's one of the jumps I'm more intrigued about. There may be number 1 or number 2. Fundora-Harrison or Cruz and Shakur Stevenson are the ones that I'm most intrigued about. I'm excited that we actually, more than likely. Now, I'm 99.9% sure we go get Fundora-Harrison. It just makes sense all the way around the board. I got 19 people in the building. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Smash that like button for your boy. 19 people in the building. I got 40 likes. If you're in the building right now, you ain't hit that thumbs up. Do your boy a favor. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. He said, I know some things, but folks, don't listen to me. Glad you did, T. Yep. Yeah, you dropped that bomb. Yeah, you dropped that bomb. And they actually made me peep all these other fucking fights, you know what I'm saying? Because if you hadn't said that, my ass been on my I've been on my my anti-boxing and shit. Not my anti-boxing though. I just, my mind. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't even check them goddamn messages if you hadn't said, if you hadn't said that. I was like, damn, for real? Let me check this up now. Man, hell yeah, they ordered that motherfucker. You know what I mean? He said, wait, why they ain't order? They did O'Shaquie versus Ray Vargas. They ordered that too. O'Shaquie versus Ray Vargas. Yep. They fighting for the belt. Yeah, that's a fight. I dropped that video already. That's probably why I ain't put that in there. But I had dropped that video already. Ray Vargas and O'Shaquie Foster being ordered. Yeah, they ordered that junk too. They had announced that fight a while ago, but they did re-announce it yesterday. So yeah, it's for a belt. It's for the vacant belt. Ray Vargas fighting for the belt in another division. Yep, it's for the vacant strap. O'Shaquie Foster finally getting his title shot. Shout out, brother O'Shaquie Foster. You know what I mean? About time. Yep, I knew you was finna say that. Yep, about time. I missed the video. That's nice. All good, Pimp. I did it like a while ago. Sometimes Teddy, I be putting shit out so early. People may kind of look over it. You know what I mean? Not you in general, right? You probably really generally missed that motherfucker, right? But sometimes you may not even pay attention. Sometimes people see it, forget it, and be like, damn, T, you showed this. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just a banger though. He finally getting his shot. But if I did one, it wasn't that long ago. I think it wasn't this month. It might have been. I'd been like 3 weeks ago. Might be like 3 weeks ago at that point. I dropped a whole bunch of videos, y'all. All this shit kind of jammed together a little bit. You know what I mean? He said MJ Akhmadalev is 100%. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. But Cool Boy in a different division now, bro. So he been a champ. He been a unified champ in their division. He move up, right? He fight B-Fig again. He get a shot at another division. And actually, right, they say this gonna be for eliminator or a vacated belt. They fight with Brandon Figueroa. They fight with Brandon Figueroa and Cool Boy Step. They say it's gonna be for a vacated or title eliminator. So they may fuck around and fight for a vacated belt. You know what I mean? So there's that. But I'm thinking it's gonna be in the eliminator. You know what I mean? Things gonna be eliminated because they already ordered Vargas versus Now I think that is the title shot. I think they say it's gonna be for eliminator because Vargas them at 130. Yeah, that's gonna be for eliminator or title shot. That's exactly what it said. You know what I mean? These are O'Shaq gonna show out on Vargas. Man, been starting for a long time. Hey, when I had did that video, I went and looked at they intangibles. I looked at they reach. And they hiding shit like that. Right? Vargas is taller than O'Shaq and Foster, but he 2 inches taller than him. I thought he was taller than that. Right? And O'Shaq and Foster got a longer reach. So although O'Shaq and Foster is shorter, right? But he got a longer reach. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a good ass fight. I think we gonna be able to win some bread that night. You know what I mean? O'Shaq gonna be an underdog. We gonna be able to win us some bread, man. It's gonna be a good ass fight. O'Shaq and Foster got the longer reach versus Ray Vargas in that fight. Ray Vargas like to box and control the fight with his jab on the outside. His activity, he ain't gonna be able to do that against O'Shaq and Foster. O'Shaq is gonna be getting off on his ass. O'Shaq and Foster may knock him out. If he don't knock him out, he go knock him down a few times. You know what I mean? And you look at O'Shaq and Foster recent fights, his last couple fights, right? He been stopping people. He ain't just been, boxing. Since he came back off his layoff, he had that one draw. And he had that one jump where he went 12 rounds. And then since then, he been stopping people. Actually, when he came back, I think he stopped that dude late. And then he had another one where he stopped somebody else on that card where dude tried to wear the Fugazi gloves for him. Dude tried to wear the shade gloves on him. You know what I mean? He had loaded his gloves. They made him change gloves. And then O'Shaq and Foster went there, beat his ass, and knocked him out. This nigga Rose just said, this nigga. Dog. This nigga Roger, man. This nigga Roger, man. But what I was finna say, I ain't really want to hold y'all in this thing too long, man. Just wanted y'all to know, what the WBC had ran down. You know what I mean? I know other people about to go live. You know what I mean? I did me a live earlier this morning. Just wanted to come in, drop this little tad bit on y'all. I'm trying to smoke what he's smoking. Trying to smoke what he's smoking tea, right? I just wanted to come, drop this tad bit on y'all. You know what I mean? But I appreciate everybody sliding through this thing, skin the hard away, sucking tea. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. It's just the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.